Well, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair with a video today which is documenting, in case anybody cares, another, I would call it fraudulent, because I don't think this was, let me put it that way, either somebody here was sleeping very hard, which I find very hard to believe because of the extent of the problem, or somebody is trying to take advantage of the eBay return rules and rights that allow people to return anything and claiming that it doesn't work or that they don't want it or whatever it is. So here we have this BN44-00161A that was sent according to that label on 31st of October 2020, and as you can see, moving the label is simple as that. And this board, I say, is not the board that we sent. I believe just this is moved because I can see that it hasn't been touched. This is the board and it is as dirty as they come out of TV, and we will not send the board in that condition. You can see how much dust it has here. The most common problem, every time one of those boards comes up, we do a number of repairs regardless of what is wrong with it, because it's usually one of several things, or we can see signs of them, and none of that has been touched. The most common problem with that board, as can be shown in many other videos, are those two transistors. You can see from the dust on them that they haven't been touched. All the dust on the heatsink. We cannot afford to be sending a board in that condition. We always replace that voltage stabilizer because they tend to go bad. You can see how dusty that is. I do have a board that I was returned today from another customer, same type of board, and for which we also already issued them credit. This board was just repaired earlier today before we got to that one that was returned, and here's what I'm going to show you on it. First, even though there is still dust on it, this is more glue. Let me start with the voltage stabilizer. It is a different version, and you can see how different that looks compared to the dust around it with the IC itself, and compare that to this here. This is replaced. We also replaced them. Those two transistors that I showed you, the VA tract, let me switch on the back and show you how they have to be. Those are the transistors that we put in, and all the components that drive them. There's a little circuit. Anybody who is something in the electronic repairs can tell. All of those have been replaced with a hot air used for desoldering the old ones, and you can see by the shyness of it and by the flecks around them that they have been replaced by hand. They don't look machine made like the rest. The voltage stabilizer is here that I showed you a minute ago. You can see those are man-made solder joints, maybe not the best in the world, but they will definitely hold for a very long time. Capacitors replace, all these signs. That is the board that was done earlier today for another customer, which oddly enough was also misused return because they ordered a 50-inch version of the board, BN44-00162A, and they returned 161A, which is the 42-inch, which we cannot sell now for 50-inch because it's weaker and it fails if you put it in a 50-inch, as I have explained in other videos. But we only saw that after we did the board. The board was otherwise in good condition. The only problem was it was the wrong type of board. So this is the one that was returned, and it was returned by Milan281. So either we pack that absolutely untouched board, on which you can see, by the way, bulging capacitors as well, and I honestly do not believe that we did, because one thing we check before we ship every board is that it has that label, because we put the date on it, that label, and you have seen it in many other our videos. So to me, this is just fraudulent. I allow the odds of this being mistaken. The only way it would not be fraudulent is if it was our mistake. I don't think so. I really don't. We will not send the board without that thing on it, and we will not put it on a board that hasn't been. The only way, you know, they're right here by me. Once it gets off that desk, this is the place where those stay. And a board that doesn't work cannot end here. It has never happened before for 15 years that I know of, and I don't think this is the first time. So that's it, as much as we can show. Thank you.